good evening. You're watching CMR Daily Buzz. It's Monday, March 14th. I'm Misha Allinger and thank you for joining us. Leading today's story, the Privy Council has upheld a decision by the Court of Appeal to overthrow a lower court's decision to allow same-sex marriage in the Cayman Islands and Bermuda. In its ruling given on March 14, 2022, the Privy Council said that the Court of Appeal was correct in its approach to the interpretation of the Bill of Rights, as the right to marriage is confined to opposite-sex couples. Any changes to the definition of marriage would be left up to the legislators of the overseas territories. Join Sandy Hill on Tuesday's The Cold Hard Truth for a discussion on the case. A 31-year-old Georgetown man was shot in the abdomen and leg on Saturday morning. Emergency services responded to a 911 report of a firearms incident at the Strand on Canal Point Road. The injured man was transported to the Georgetown Hospital in a private vehicle and is believed to be in a stable condition after undergoing extensive surgery Saturday morning. The matter is under investigation, and anyone with information that may have witnessed the incident taking place is encouraged to contact the RCIPS via the confidential tip line at 949-7777 or their website rcips.ky. In a very disturbing incident on Thursday, a rape victim was traumatized by her incarcerated rapist at the Georgetown Hospital. Coincidentally, Colombian national Michelle Anderson Gamboa Garcia was at the hospital with a prison officer when he approached the victim and started apologizing for raping her multiple times when she was 15 years old. The victim immediately froze and had to get assistance from a total stranger and eventually her father. According to eyewitnesses, Gamboa Garcia was not under much supervision as he was observed in plain clothing and walking freely on the way to his radiology appointment, as a prison guard was mostly on his phone. A formal complaint has been lodged with the prison. A viral video of a man claiming to have raped a woman is causing quite a stir on social media. Despite the serious confessions he made on his IG live feed, the RCIPS has expressed concerns about his mental health and do not believe is a danger to anyone in the community. He was convicted of burning a dog previously. An electricity pole was damaged during an overnight accident involving a van on Sound Road that drove on the wrong side. During an emergency or to report any outages, call CUC on 945-1282. Public Health reported 41 new COVID-19 positive cases as of March 14, 2022. There are 458 estimated active cases of COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands. 5 patients are currently hospitalized for COVID-related causes, and of these, 4 are unvaccinated. The 7-day rolling average for 14th March is 27. The sister islands also noted 16 new cases since the last report, bringing total cases since the beginning of the pandemic to 631. In the tourism stipend update, Ministry of Tourism and Border Control advises recipients that payments are scheduled for March 22nd, pending Finance Committee approval anticipated this week. Job seekers are encouraged to continue registering for jobs available on the Jobs Cayman portal, worc.ky, or email jobscaymanhelp@gov.ky for assistance in the registration process. HSA is pleased to announce a relocation of its Cayman Islands Hospital outpatient pharmacy to the Smith Road Medical Center effective 17th March 2022. The new pharmacy enables HSA to expand its services, reduce wait time, and improve the overall patient experience. The Utility Regulation and Competition Office said that local operators would not be allowed to shift fuel prices based on speculation. The energy regulatory body said sanctions put in place by the United States seizing trade with Russia may cause the potential for price inflation, as the U.S. is Cayman's main fuel supplier. Join Ofreg's Executive Director of Fuels, Mr. Duke Munro, on Wednesday morning on The Cold Hard Truth for a discussion on the way forward. Strategic Marketing and Communications Agency Tower has won multiple Caribbean Advertising Federation awards, the Addies, for its work on the Cayman Islands Restaurant Month 2021 campaign. Ms. Lynn Biles, managing director of Tower, said she was delighted that Tower's efforts had been recognized internationally once again. In light of International Women's Day this past week, the RCIPS highlighted the first ever all-women parade that took place on Sunday, 6 February, in honor of Her Majesty the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Here's Kevin Watler giving us a weather update.
I'm Kevin Watler, and this is your CMR weather forecast. It's brought to you by WG Charters. Today, expect mostly sunny skies with the winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. The day will heat up to the upper 80s, and it will likely feel much hotter than that. Tonight, mostly clear skies are expected with the temperature dropping to the mid-70s. Winds will be lighter overnight. Sunrise this morning was at 6:35, and it will go down at 6:30 this evening. The moon will be up at 3:32 in the afternoon, and it will go away by 4:14 tomorrow morning. Today's moon is a waxing gibbous. For the rest of the week, lots of sunshine is expected. Of course, the occasional passing shower is possible, but if it does happen, it probably won't last very long. Winds won't be as strong, so the seas will be calmer, making it a great week to go to the beach or out boating. Now that's it for your CMR weather update, brought to you by WG Charters.
Thank you, Kevin, for that weather update. Let's hear from Sanaya Lamb for a quick update on the territory stock.
Good day, this is Sanaya Lamb of the islands of Bermuda. Today we have some news from around the overseas territories. In Cayman Islands, Cayman residents are facing a triple whammy of rising prices on fuel, food, and rent, with the cost of living rocketing as the island looks to rebound from COVID-19. In Anguilla, they recently celebrated the birthday of their national hero, Mr. James Ronald Webster. He is the father of the nation and the leader of the 1967 Anguilla Revolution. In the Turks and Caicos Islands, Premier Honorable Charles Washington Missick led a delegation to Belize for the 33rd Intersessional Meeting of the Conference of Heads of Governments of the Caribbean Community, also known as CARICOM. For more informed discussions, please like our Territories Talk Facebook page and subscribe to our Territories Talk YouTube channel. We look forward to uniting our OT family.
Thank you, Sanaya, for those updates. In regional news, amid increasing calls for greater funding of early childhood institutions, Education Minister Fawol Williams suggested that the Jamaican government must assume charge of private infant schools to boost standards. Approximately 85% of the sector is privately owned and operated. Minibus operators staged a peaceful protest earlier this morning in Buff Bay. They are calling for road licenses to be issued to them to ply the Port Antonio to Buff Bay route. The Transport Authority in Jamaica only made license available to taxi operators. Jamaica's oil refinery, Petrojam, is now in talks with several source markets to ensure uninterrupted fuel supply amid the Russia-Ukraine war. The Petrojam team is currently attending the United States annual American Fuel Petrochemical Manufacturers Conference to meet with oil traders and national oil companies to secure additional options for both crude oil and refined products. Moving on to international news, 35 people have been killed and 350 injured after Russian warplanes fired about 30 cruise missiles at a Ukrainian military base near the Polish border on Sunday. New York Times confirmed one of its journalists were also killed in the strike. The Premier League has removed all of its Russian users from the Fantasy Premier League game as a response to the country's invasion of Ukraine. Around 12,000 accounts have been affected by the organization's action. China is now dealing with another variant on the coronavirus, Stealth Omicron. This new variant has fueled the country's biggest outbreak since the start of the pandemic 2 years ago. The National Health Commission reported 1,337 locally transmitted cases in the latest 24-hour period, calling for a ban on people leaving the northeastern province and mobilized military reservists earlier today. For today's headlines and more in-depth stories, please visit our website, caymanwildroad.com. Thank you for tuning in to CMR's Daily Buzz. This is Misha Allinger. Enjoy your evening and stay safe.